we are again tonight. And sexuality in the black church class just ended. Had a great discussion tonight. I guess this has been my movie week. I am in the process of having our students watch a couple of movies and having them talk about it. So imagine having a group of black students here at American Baptist College watching the movie The Cage Bird with Robin Williams, Gene Hackman, and that whole script. If you have never seen the movie, it is a wonderful movie to have discussions about human sexuality, sexual roles, gender issues. It is gender expectations, how we are socialized, myths that can be debunked or ought to be debunked. And so we really had a wonderful time tonight watching my students grapple with it. So again, just watching the movie with them, watching black students watch a movie with predominantly white cast, but yet having to grapple with what it means to be gay in America, and what it means for them to have their own communities when they basically are isolated and ostracized by mainline society, but nevertheless create their own circles of influence and comfort and nurture and affirmation, and pretty much say, hey, look, we don't care what you all think about us. Some of the interesting points that came up in the discussion tonight was the whole notion of how two same-gendered loving people can raise a straight child. In the movie, you have Armand and Albert. They are a couple. Albert is the flamboyant, gay-identified person. I think, Bruce, I saw you on there. They taught me about how... Bruce taught me about the boy, gay boys, B-O-I, that a gay boy is a female-identified homosexual. And so in the movie, Albert is definitely a gay boy, female-identified, and yet just as nurturing and loving. And so we had a lot of conversation going on about how gender roles get distorted by people's prejudices. And so it was just such a great opportunity to discuss that, to see that two gay men, right, raised a well-rounded heterosexual young man who wanted to now marry his girlfriend, who was an 18-year-old daughter of a right-wing conservative father, and all of the issues that went along with that. Again, watching a father take on the nurturing role of his son when his mother, a high-powered executive of her own business, who in 20 years, the mother, who is supposedly straight, and at this point in the movie, between husbands, but nevertheless, it is the father who is in a same-gendered loving relationship, who nurtures the boy, certainly has him in college, and now has valued family life so much that he basically, is willing to marry a young woman and have a great family. Wonderful discussion this evening about homosexuality, gender roles, and most importantly, how the church, so we always have to switch it around and talk about these things in the black church, and how the black church is very much a culprit in making people have to pass in the black church, that they have to pass regardless of how they became homosexuals or practice homosexuality, whether by nature or by nurture. That is not ours to argue in the class, but certainly we lay out both sides, how people are nurtured into a homosexual lifestyle based on environment rape, abuse, so forth and so on. But then on the other hand, how they are born that way from as early as puberty, adolescence, that they know that they already are attracted to persons of the same gender. So just great discussion tonight. It is sad to see how our students have never had these discussions openly. So many of them admit that they have never ever talked about homosexuality in an environment that is non-judgmental, non-condemning, and I just find it to be, it's just a delightful experience every single year that I teach this class. It is interesting that persons always are questioning, how is it that I am so affirming and encouraging of persons who are gay, transgendered, lesbian, and I am heterosexual? And it, to me, is just the right thing to do. It's the human thing to do. It is what God expects us to do. It is how we lift labels off the lives of people. It is how we give people new scripts to live by. I believe that is what the gospel demands of us, that we give people new scripts to live by. And I'm just grateful to have an opportunity to teach here at the college. Dr. Harris, I see you're listening tonight, but I'm grateful for the opportunity to work in a place at a college where we can teach both sides, and we can encourage individuals to learn how to argue their convictions, argue their points. And it is a delightful thing to see. So I pray that American Baptist College continues to be a beacon of light, that the flame lasts forever, and that we continue to let people know that you can come to this small college and get a huge education. You can get huge exposure to thinking, critical thinking, and to ideas that matter so much to people who really need us out there. So I trust and pray you have a great night tonight. Rest well. Have a great weekend. And again, meet us next Wednesday. I'm going to try to every Wednesday evening after my my life and teaching in Christ class, and then after my sexuality in the Black church class, I have committed that I will always Periscope. So I need to see these numbers going up. That's hard for me. I'm never one to promote myself, but that's how Periscope works. Got to have followers, got to have people who will listen to it and share it with others, that we try to share with you nuggets from the class, and we will be we'll be on here. Next week is reading week, but I will definitely still try to make it on same time between 8:30 and 9 o'clock. Once I can get away from the students, I'm able to share some of the nuggets from the class, and that would be a wonderful experience for us. God bless you. Have a great evening.
Bye-bye.